Most retirees waste thousands of dollars each year, not necessarily on luxuries, but on the small things that drain their energy and their excitement.
You know, it's funny. A lot of times I find that we convince ourselves that we really need something. We build the case inside our head, and then we throw it out to our spouse, partner, significant other, best friend, whoever you have to talk to, and you try to gain alliance on the fact that you really need whatever it is.
And you win every time.
I don't win every time.
Yes, you do.
That's not true, people.
So we want to talk today about 8 things that are really a complete waste of money. Now, this is personal choice. So some of you might have different financial situation that says it's okay to do certain things, but we want to go through some things just to get you thinking a little bit about maybe a better way to not sabotage your financial plan by wasting money on things that don't matter.
And a lot of these are things that we have found in our annual review of finances, which if you have a financial planner, an annual review of finances, if you do your own financial planning, an annual review of finances is always good. Not to harp on it, focus on it, make it the core of your retirement, but it is important to make sure you got a baseline so you don't have, a leaky bank account.
I would say the first thing that you really want to audit, and you can easily do this on your telephone, on your cell phone, is subscription creep. These apps that they claim to make life so much easier, and they cost $29 a year, $39 a year. Some are $120 a year. But the $10 and $20 and $30 a month for one app's not a big deal.
A year.
But when you have 20 of them because you forgot you had it, and it renews automatically and you don't really know about it, that's a really big problem that we've noticed. And sometimes we'll each have the app,
right,
which we don't need.
Well, and we found that when we first got into retirement, for example, we each had Netflix, we each had Hulu, we each had Prime, we each had Apple TV, we each had HBO Max or whatever it is now. We each had the TV apps that went along with our smart TV. But we didn't need 2 of them.
No. So and by the way, recently we went to YouTube TV for both of our homes. The one here,
no cable.
We don't have cable anymore. Right. So now
which is a choice.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
We now, and we've got Jody is the main YouTube TV channel, and she is the main for all the apps. So the only thing I need to know is Jody's login information.
Which I'm not sure if that's legal. Is that legal for you to have my login information? I'm not sure about that.
Well, yeah, we're married.
Oh,
for better or worse, and
all subscriptions.
And all subscriptions can be shared.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. But
it's one
better.
Household. I guess that's
it's
what
one
it is.
household. I don't need my own account.
Right.
Where we used to get in trouble is some of the kids did get a little bit of aggressive with our login, and so they don't do that anymore.
No, you can't do that.
Netflix doesn't do it. So, but subscription creep is something to take a look at. Go through your phone and see all your open paid subscriptions, and you'll be amazed.
You know what's one's really hard, and I talked to my pop about this the other night on the phone, is there are so many parking apps. And each town, city, village, state, there seems to be a different parking app. So as he was talking to me about a parking app that he needed to use in Chester County, Pennsylvania, he was saying, but I have the Park Mobile app. And I'm like, well, Pop, that was for Ocean City. We all had the Park Mobile app for Ocean City, but I don't think it's the same app there. And I started going through, I still had an airport parking app for Westchester County, New York.
Really?
That I was paying $2.99 a month for. We haven't lived there since 2018.
Wow.
So what a waste. And only reason it came up because it's
$2.99 a month?
Yeah.
That's not even a cup of coffee anymore.
I know, but it's still a waste of money.
I know, yeah.
But, it was funny because the only reason it came up is I was like, I should see what parking apps I have. I didn't even remember that I had that.
Yeah.
So this subscription creep is a big thing, and you can manage it.
Yeah. Hey, the first link in the notes below is our 1-year retirement checklist. It's the most popular download that we have, and so many people leave so many great comments on it. So download that now to take a look at your retirement and where you're at, because I think you'll find it useful. All right. Second thing, I don't think I've ever bought one of these ever.
I have.
I know you have. Extended warranties. I just think it's such a scam, and that's personal. Now, I don't know. Do we have any notes about facts about it? We're both insurance people, so I believe in insurance, but I do not believe in extended warranties. I mean, things are built today not like they used to be, but I mean, it's 3 to 5 years, and at the end of 5 years, it runs out. So for you to buy a dishwasher for $400 and the extended warranty is $80, you're never going to see that $80. And then I don't know how easy it is to actually
transact on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know what.
So I have gotten better at not being sucked into the warranty land. However, I just purchased a gift for our soon-to-be 7-year-old grandson, and it has an electronic component to it. And the warranty was $56 for 5 years. And that meant if he threw it down on the ground, if he wrecked it in some way, the electronics were, I know, I bought it. I did. So that's a warranty that I do. The other / warranty but it's more insurance is I won't say often, but I will sometimes buy travel insurance.
Okay.
I will sometimes, and that's kind of like a warranty. No, not the same.
No.
Okay.
So extended warranties. If you've ever shopped on Amazon and you've bought a blender or any kind of electronic component, it always pops up.
It does.
I've never had something that's broken that actually I think I could transact on it. We have an old blender in the kitchen that's 7 years, maybe even 10 years old, and it's on its last leg. Had I spent an extra $50 on that, it's gone. It's done.
Yeah.
So,
well, we do have a few of our kids that warranties are their bread and butter, and they transact on their warranties. Yeah. So I think it depends on if you're good at following up, following through, keeping the paperwork and such.
My feeling is
you're a no guy.
It's a waste of money. That's the title of this. What is it? 8 things that are complete waste of money in retirement. Extended warranties. Let's talk about new cars. I personally don't think it makes sense to buy a brand new car in retirement unless you're going to lease it, because you're not really buying it. You're spending X amount of dollars a month for 3 or 4 years, and then you hand it back in. That's for me personally.
What if you have the cash, though, to buy a brand new car?
I'd probably buy a pre-owned or
certified pre-owned
2-year-old car that just came off lease. And I'd keep it for 10 years. But buying a brand new car out of the showroom for cash, to me, doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Or financing it.
I think it's a personal choice and personal decision. There are people that only want to own their cars and never want to lease.
Right.
And there are people that will only purchase new cars and never do a used car because of, perhaps some mechanical challenges that the car may or may not have. And then there are people that are lease people, and you're a lease person. I'm not a car person. If I get in and the radio turns on and the air conditioning works or the heat works, whichever climate I'm in, I don't really care what I'm driving. Yeah. I have gotten more used to driving SUV, bigger kind of cars. I don't love the sit low, feel vulnerable thing. But to me, this is, I don't know. I guess you could lose a lot of money if you buy a car and it depreciates 20% the day you drive it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you buy a $60,000 car, it's going to depreciate quite a bit in
even a $20,000 car. I mean, it does. True. So it's, again, personal choice. Check with your accountant, whatever it might be.
I'd love to hear this one.
Okay. So this was mine that I wrote down this morning. Overspending on adult kids or grandkids. I just think it can get out of control. And I love my kids. I love all 6 of them. I love the 2 grandsons. But when their birthday comes up, they don't need 10 gifts. They are very happy having one meaningful gift or 2. But that's me.
Let me ask a question of our viewers. Have you ever sat down with a 6-year-old and said, "Are you happy with your one meaningful gift?"
Oh, stop.
I mean, a 6-year-old. Seriously? I grew up in a family that celebrated birthdays to the nine. Birthdays was your day. Above all days on the calendar, it's your birthday. It's the day you came into this world. It's the day, God granted that gift to your parents to make you a human. And I love birthdays, and I do 3 or 4 gifts for the grandkids, and always books. Always 3 books. Yeah.
7.
No, that makes 7. 3 or 4 gifts and always 3 or 4 books.
No, listen.
I'm a 7 or 8 girl on the grandkids. Adult children, I think there's a fine line. We no longer give a lot of gifts to our children in terms of like, oh, I bought everybody a sweater. I mean, the last thing my kids need or your kids need is a sweater that we picked out. It's more about things for their homes, meaningful,
or just a check, just a cash where they can
cash if they, if
let them buy
I
what
hate
they want.
giving cash,
I know.
and I know that's what they need, but to me, it's just so not personal. But if you were to ask each of them, what could you use? They would probably all say cash over anything. But I also like to find like this is where I go to the one meaningful gift. And I know with my girls over the past couple of years, I try to find something that is trendy, but stands the test of time. So whether it's, a beautiful little necklace that we could all get the same.
Something that's timeless.
Something that's timeless, but that I know they would never buy for themselves.
Right.
And so this gift giving thing, Mark and I, this could be one of the bigger challenges we have in our retirement and our relationship marriage, right?
So
Gift giving.
We should rename this video 8 things that are complete waste of money sometimes.
Well, no, I
know we don't
know
always
that
have to
giving
agree.
Gifts are a waste of
Okay. Well,
money. I don't know.
here's another thing that I guess it's a waste of time, but
Money. Waste of money.
waste of money. Buying a luxury item because you feel that you deserve it. And I think what we're getting much better at now is want versus need. I mean, if we need something, we're going to buy it and it's going to be a better quality version of it so that it lasts longer and it does its job. But buying something that's really on the edge of it, I don't know how much we're going to use it. It'd be kind of cool to have. And then we say, well, we deserve it. We worked hard for 40 years. Let's just buy it.
Right.
That's a very bad habit in this stage of life because do you really need it? Like we've been fighting getting a crock pot. I know it's ridiculous as it sounds, but
I want to make soup.
Yeah, how often are we going to use it? You can make soup in a pot. So we don't have one.
Right.
It's a $39 item. It's, Sur La Table, it's $139. Williams Sonoma, $239. But we deserve it. We need it. We want it. I think it's really important to put those checkpoints in place.
Yeah. And I also think both Mark and I have read quite a bit of Robin Sharma, and he has coined a phrase, hedonistic adaptation. And so is it something that you're going to buy and you love it and you deserve it, and a year from now you're still going to love it and honor it and deserve it? I feel like I don't deserve a new car because, as I said a couple minutes ago, I'm not a car person.
Right.
A lot of people are car people. I'm not a car person. I just need a car like any old car that turns on air conditioning, heat, and radio. And so for Mark to say, we're going to go shopping, we're going to get you a new car, it's not a big wow for me. And it should be because of the time, energy, and money that you spend buying things. So I would challenge people to think about this concept of hedonistic adaptation. Does it over time just become part of the normal?
Right. Your normal the new car just fades into your life.
Just fades into the normal.
Here's another one where you can really get in trouble, and it's the home project spiral. Now, our home here in Florida, we've got 2.5 bathrooms. One of them, the one right next door, really needs replacement. The tiles, well, that's the problem. The tiles falling off, the It's leaking behind the wall, I think. So it really needs to be gutted and redone. But you get a contractor in here and he says, well, while I'm here, the hall bath really has the same problem because it's 25 years old and it wasn't taken care of. And then, the primary bathroom in your room, while we're here, we could do that too. So all of a sudden, a $15,000 project is like 50.
Right.
So you've just got to be careful. I always think of when we're doing something for the house, does it make it better for us while we're here? But also, what does it do for the resale? Is the next person going to want what we want? So we always try to pick muted colors that aren't like outrageous that people come in and go, oh my gosh, this tile is horrific.
Right.
We try to pick standard stuff, but you can really get caught up in this spiral of doing more than you really need to do. Unless, again, you're thinking of selling your house and the value comes back out. But it's a complicated part and it's sneaky.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever or that we've ever done a home project renovation that didn't go into renovation creep.
Right.
I don't know that we've ever said we're going to change for example, counters in the kitchen. Well, now should we change the backsplash? And then should we change, where the kitchen, where everything is in the kitchen, the design. So it is something to be wary of and to set some boundaries on, especially some financial boundaries.
Here's another one that can get everyone and anyone in trouble. And it's not just spending the money. It has to do with your health. And that's by eating out by default every single night. You're spending a lot of money and you're putting really bad nutrition into your body. There's a lot of salt when they cook in kitchens. There's a lot of things they do that are things you might be allergic to, you don't even know about, but you get home and you feel sick. So cutting that back a little bit and make it more of a treat and a pleasure. We just said yesterday, I think we eat out twice a week. And that's it.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't eat out at all.
Yeah, sometimes we don't at all. However, when we first moved to Marco Island, I felt like we ate out a lot more.
Right.
And it was starting to pack on the pounds. It was starting to have us eat later. We were starting to kind of, have to plan, for reservations, especially in season down here. So, even last night, and we worked pretty hard in the business yesterday, filming a lot of video, doing a lot of research. And it was kind of like, what should we do for dinner? And we had stuff here to cook and we teetered on, should we go out to dinner? And we didn't. And, I said to Mark, you know what? We have the food. We're not going to be here this weekend. If we don't eat the food, we're going to throw it out. Let's just cook and stay home.
Yeah.
And we did. So it's about discipline for both your wallet and for, I think, your health and wellness, for sure.
Well, you have to shop for the food, so you need it in the house first. And we do that. You do that. And I cook. And, we just, sometimes I need a little push to cook because it's easy to just get on the phone and order food. You can get anything delivered that you want.
Right.
Another place where you really want to think about is ignoring your healthcare costs.
Your preventative healthcare specifically.
Right. So
because you don't want some event to blow up because you didn't get your teeth cleaned, for example.
So I don't think skipping checkups, skipping going to see your doctor and spending the money is really important because if you don't long term, you're going to spend so much more as you age. So this preventive piece is really important. We both have Oura rings and we've had them for 5 years. Yeah. And these Oura rings now, I think they cost $300.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then there's a monthly charge of $4.99. It's the best money we've ever spent to keep us on track with our eating, our sleep, our anxiety,
oxygen level,
our nutrition, exercise, steps. There's a lot of talk now about how many steps you really need to make a difference. And the number now is about 7,000. The difference between 2,500 steps a day and 7,000 a day is amazing. Between 7 and 10, they're saying it's not that much of a difference. But this reminds us that we need to walk every day. So this is all about preventive care so that we live longer and we live healthier. And it's really important to put some money towards that because if not, your health bills at the end of the day are going to go through the roof as you age.
And that includes also, like I said, your mammograms, your OBGYNs, your heart doctors, your preventative care, your dentists, your annual checkups. While they all take up space on our calendar, and sometimes, and for us, some of our doctors are a 45-minute drive each way, which is kind of a pain in the ass, but you get through it, you get your baseline, you feel good, you know what you have to do, if you have to tweak something here or there before a cataclysmic event.
Right. All right, let's take a couple questions that our team put together. This is from Frank, who's 70 years old. My wife and I love to eat out. Any tips for cutting back without feeling deprived? Well, I would say make one night date night, your favorite restaurant. Make a list of your 5 favorite restaurants and rotate them, let's say Tuesday night, every Tuesday night for the next 5 weeks, and make it something special. And then maybe have another night where you go out with another couple. And then just commit that you're going to cook the rest of the time. And you can cook meals, if it's 2 of you, cook meals for 4, have it tonight, go out to dinner tomorrow night, and reheat it the 3rd night.
Yeah. We do that quite a bit.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say is make cooking fun. Maybe it's an event you do together. Maybe you try different types of cuisine. We got deep into the Mediterranean diet and found that, there was a lot of recipes that we could make with olives and peppers and, all the things, couscous here and there. Yeah. And find a way to make it fun so that one person's not dreading the cooking. I dread the question, what's for dinner? So for me to be planned ahead of time makes a big difference.
Yeah. Well, we're getting really good at a protein and then 3 vegetables of different color. It makes the plate look nice and, broccoli, cauliflower, beans, carrots. Okay. Let's see what Tina's question is. Hi, I'm Tina. I'm 59. I'm worried about healthcare costs down the line. We just talked about that. How do I prioritize prevention without overspending? You just work with your doctor, find out what are some of the good preventive things. Again, we're huge fans of the Oura Ring. There's also the Whoop and some other. Apple Watch now does it, but there's so many wearable devices that help you track so many of your health habits. It's really a good investment to do that now. It forces you to be healthy.
I would say, Tina, Tuesday of this week, I met with my primary GP, and she and I sat down and talked about if there were 3 things I could do before I meet with her again, what should they be? And she went through my blood work. She went through my height, my weight. My height, by the way, I'm like half an inch shorter than I remember ever being. Mark got taller. I got shorter. I'm not really sure how that happened, but we went through all of my labs, all of my blood work, everything. And I don't take any prescribed medications. I don't take a lot of over-the-counter medications, and I don't take a lot of supplements. I take just natural vitamins. And then I get the rest of my intake from the foods I eat. So we started talking about that. And she said, Jody, one of the areas that you could move towards to keep yourself in this good health, for example, is a nutritionist. And I said to Mark, that's an investment I would make for the long term, because I think getting the right advice on how you fuel your body makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
So I would start with your GP. I would go through all your labs, and I would have a good, hearty conversation about if there were 2 or 3 or 3 or 5 things that you could do between now and the next time you see him, what would they be?
Cool. Hope you enjoyed this video. This next one, why you're feeling useless in retirement and how to fix it, is a video that Jody and I did a while ago, and it's got really good reviews on it. So watch this video next.